Well, we've received a number of inquiries about when is the first day to circulate petitions, who can circulate petitions, where can they be circulated, how can the recalls be funded, how can legislative staffers respond. And these are all questions that we've dealt with in different contexts, but we tried to put them in a set of information that would be available to the public, available to the people affected by this. So I had written several memorandum that were distributed, and we also wanted to apprise the board of what the status of the recall was, but we wanted to make sure that the board was supportive of the staff's application of the law, because if there is a dispute about that, and sometimes the answer wasn't clear, so we needed to make sure that was thrashed out. And that's what we did today, was take all of the advice we have been giving or the questions that have been asked and present that to the board. We had a series of 6 motions that we wanted them to evaluate. We had a member of the public come today saying, you know, this is good advice in campaign finance, but here's 3 things I'd like clarified. We incorporated that as part of the motion and resolved that. So today really was a day to make sure that the board was supporting the advice the staff was giving, and make sure that by doing it in a public meeting, give the public a chance to raise any questions about how that advice is being prepared and distributed.
Anything that petitioners or circulator of petitions should know coming out of this meeting, anything that they should know as they continue to gather signatures? Well,
one of the big things is that recall petitions are different than other petitions. They're held to a much higher standard. The main thing being that we have statutes and court cases that say you have to have the complete date next to the signature, that we aren't going to infer the date from the information on the petitions, even though it's obviously always going to be in 2011 because the drives didn't start till then. But I mean, that's just one technical issue that the legislature has raised to a point of we're not going to count a signature if it's undated, even if you could reasonably assume it happened on a particular date. That's different than we treat nomination papers. Also emphasizing the fact that, you know, recall petitions can only be offered for filing one time by the committee that is registered, and once they file it, that's it for that registration. You know, we have 19 committees that have registered with us, targeting all 16. We have 3 Democratic senators that are the subject of 2 different recall efforts, and so we could be looking at 19 different sets of recall petitions.
Now, circulators are allowed to shall we say, pre-fill in some of the information with respect to a petition, but an elector must put their signature onto the petition.
The elector has to sign it. The elector obviously has to confirm the information. A circulator's most likely going to pre-fill the date. Definitely the year 2011. That's a very simple thing to do. If you're trying to recall a senator whose district is entirely in the city of Milwaukee, it makes sense to just put in city of Milwaukee on there, because all the signatures are going to come from that district. And if someone's in West Dallas, they shouldn't be signing that petition anyway. So it's those kind of things that can be done in advance that make completing the forms easier, because the recall committees have an interest in making sure that they can that they're gathering signatures that are legitimate, and also that they're tracking them, because you know, the office holder is going to challenge those, and we recall that the petitions be numbered when they turn them in, so that, you know, we can look at petition page 27, line 6 if there's an issue on that.